Decathlon too. But hi, my name is Cyprin. I'm currently the world record holder for this game, Gargoyles. Uh, the main category that we run is easy any percent, and today I'm going to record this tutorial to help new speedrunners that would like to get into the game, as well as runners that are taking part in RGLTV's Decathlon 2. So with that said, let me screen for myself and go into the options really quick. I think unlike the previous tutorial that I created, I missed out on some little details here and there that aren't easily noticed by new people that pick up the game. I'm going to go really down to the basics, and then as well as talk about various speedrun strats. And then for each of the levels, the sections and stuff, I'll go through each of those for the speed run, and then at the end of all of this, I'm going to, I think, break up the tutorial into several highlights, so several different videos per level. So we'll then go into options really quick here. And options, of course, you have your difficulty. Controls are pretty much the most important thing. We set the difficulty to easy for the category. And controls, take note here, A is the throw, which you can use to pick up enemies, toss them, or body slam them. Or you can also do some like significant damage to certain enemies. And I'm going to make notice of this when it comes to certain bosses during the speed run. Your B attack is your claw and slash. This is like your normal attack and such, that like you're on the ground, you're slashing, or you jump in the air and you slash. One thing I forgot to mention just that fast, with the throw attack, with the throw button, if you jump in the air and you press it, you'll do an air dive towards the ground. I'm going to showcase all of these once I start the game as well. And then C, last but not least, C is jump and flap. Jump is your normal jump, which you can do like short hops versus, big long hops. And flap just means like it's a double jump that I'll showcase here in a second. So hit start. Timer for the speed run starts when you click start here. And if you look off to the right under my my live split here, I set that to negative 6.40 seconds. That's pretty much the time it would take if you're mashing the start button to get to the game. So if I hit, I'm like, timer starts, 3, 2, 1, start. I'm now mashing through these credits here. And hopefully by the time Goliath either lands, or if he's able to double jump out of this, it will have hit like 0 seconds and the run starts. So now, let me kill this guy really quick just so he won't be a complete pain. And again, let's go into those attacks that I mentioned before. A is the throw. If you do it on the ground, you'll notice Goliath does this animation here. Such. If you run up on an enemy, which I'll showcase, you'll be able to throw them or body slam them. If you jump in the air and you do the A button, it does this air dive. Okay. So moving on to B. B is a normal slash. If you sort of mash it, he does like sort of little combo attacks or whatever. And you can of course jump in the air and do B. Goliath can hang onto the side of walls and ceilings. When you're hanging from a wall like this, if you press B, he can attack while he's hanging from the wall here. One other thing to note, while Goliath is running, if you press B, he can do a shoulder charge. This is important to just speed up Goliath's movement, and also you can then break through various walls that you'll come across that might have cracks in them. It's not easily apparent when you run into them, but if you shoulder charge through certain walls, you'll break through and can progress forward. Last but not least, the jump. Like I said, you can do a little short hop, or you can do a really full long jump. If you press the C button twice in the air, Goliath does a flap, his double jump. This flap is very important when it comes to the speed run as well, which since I've gone through now and talked about the basics of Goliath's movements and attacks, let's go into some of the speedrun strats. The first technique that I like to point out, I sort of dubbed the Juggernaut run, in which as Goliath takes damage from certain things, let's see if we get attacked here. You see I got shot by that arrow, and Goliath goes into like a little hit animation. You see him sort of bob back like that. As he takes that damage, that hit from those projectiles, he's unable to move. He can't continue forward, and it just sort of slows Goliath down. And that goes for almost anything that will hit him. So with the first speedrun technique, the Juggernaut run, again I dubbed it. We can find a better name, but I just thought of Juggernaut when I started doing it. If you jump in the air and land and just keep moving like straight in a direction, you don't want to turn around. Like if you do this and then turn around, it negates it. But if you just jump in the air, and it can be a short hop or it can be a full jump. Now watch it, see if I get hit by any arrows or the fireballs. Okay. They didn't want to hit me that time. See if we can do it again. But alright. They're being really silly right now. So let's progress forward and go by these enemies, which these bow and arrow guys to me are some of the worst enemies in the first few levels of the game. But here, once I fall down this shaft, you'll really take note of the Juggernaut run. So I'm down here, and you see this there's a big crossbow at the other end that's shooting this fire arrow at me. If I jump into it right now, it gives me like significant knockback. Such. But if I do the Juggernaut run, well actually here, let's do this. See how I just got knocked back and rolled backwards? Okay, so yeah, that's what happens if you don't do the Juggernaut run. If you do the Juggernaut run now, Goliath like eats the shots like a tank. But I guess again you have to like run towards it. Such. Alright, let's try that one more time. Okay, I died. I took too many hits. Whenever you die and you come back, you start off with some invincibility. I think it lasts for maybe, I'd say, 3 seconds. So keep that in mind. If you die and you need to get past a really hard section, you can do that. So yeah, do a short hop. That one went between his legs. Do a short hop. Yep, just eat that shot. One thing you notice, I sort of zigzagged in the air. You can do that as well. It's just you can't turn when you're on the ground and try to do the Juggernaut run. Otherwise, you lose it. But if you're in the air and you need to zigzag around and stuff, and then kick it off, that'll help you there to initiate it. So that's the Juggernaut run. That's the first technique. Second technique, I should create some save states and stuff here and there. See if I can find an example of. I think the second technique I can show off in the next section coming up. Kill off this enemy because I want to showcase one of the things that tends to throw off runners initially when they first start. So a lot of runners, if they don't know the controls and they don't know that Goliath has the shoulder charge, for example, they come to this wall and they're like, huh, I'm going the wrong way. And then they start trying to figure out how to progress. They don't know what to do. But again, this goes, if you do the shoulder charge and you see the little detail, the cracks in the wall here, boom, you just charge right through. Yep. And then same here, goes with the cracks in the floor right here. Like you get to this point, I've seen runners turn around, they don't know what to do here as well. This is where now you use the air dive and you can dive down to the next level. And air dive you can use against enemies too. I like to do this little rocking back and forth animation to take out certain enemies. And that enemy just dropped a full health, like a chalice, like a full recovery health thing. I'll try to point out what some of these items are. Like this here, this is like invincibility. It looks like a quarter to me. I don't know what it is, but I get it. And you'll see Goliath's life flash in the lower left corner there. This item right here, this is the chalice that I picked up from the enemy. If you ever grab a chalice that looks like that, that'll recover all your health if you ever need it. So again, we see another section with a crack in the floor. Dive right on through. Let me go ahead and show off the throw really quick. Okay, well, right there, like I said, you can either just straight up attack with the A button attack, you can straight up attack them, and it's extremely strong. And you see it took them right out. Or it'll let you throw the enemy, or you can body slam them. Try to see if I can get a quick body slam here. There we go. The body slam, I think if you grab them and you hold the A button, that's how you body slam. But if you let it go after you grabbed them, you can toss them across the room. So now let's go to the next section here. In this next section, another part that gets beginner runners, they look around, they run into this door. They don't immediately see this little thing hanging from the ceiling here. Okay, really quick, this item here, this is just, we'll say a small health. It recovers some of your health. If you want to, you can pick these up. Usually I ignore them. But you jump on this weight here and it lifts the door up. You can run on through. Same here. A technique that I use in the speed run is, oh crap, I can't get back there. In the very first weight that's there, it's sort of hard to jump up to this without grabbing the side there. But you can do something where you sort of clip into the wall, where like if you jump and you turn around and do a double jump, Goliath will clip into the wall and you can get up there without having to worry about grabbing it. And it just sort of saves some time, so you're not, as you're running through, you don't have to go all the way to the other side here and jump up and accidentally grab it. It's a small time save, but that's just something that I do during the run. All right, second technique. I sort of demonstrated here and demonstrated a little further up. See this fire on the wall? If I jump towards it right now, Goliath goes into his little animation when he gets hit in the air, which he spins around uncontrollably, and you lose yourself. And sometimes you might get knocked all the way back down to the bottom here. Well, as soon as you take a hit while in the air, immediately double jump. Is it a real speedrun technique? Not quite. It's inherent to the game. You know, I don't know if I can call it a speedrun technique, but I call it number 2. It's the number 2 technique. So if I take a hit now, I just double jump immediately, and it allows me to recover really fast. And it becomes essential for skipping certain sections, and also just to control yourself if enemies are rocking you. Coming up this way, so you saw we climbed this wall and we made our way around. I can't get back up there. Interesting. Hold on one second. Let me take him out. All right. Climb back up here. Oh, I can't climb back up there. I never had to go backwards. Anyway, you all saw me climb up the wall and then sort of loop back around to fall down here. Now, normally when you get to this section with these like catapults or trebuchets, normally you'd want to jump on this bottom one to get to this top one and then jump on it to get up to here. You can do that if you just want to make sure you get up there safely. For the speed run though, we clip up here and do that. Now how that works is if you jump up here, do a double jump, and like you do a double jump, you somehow clip into the platform. Like that. You jump and hold right, you clip into the platform. Now whether or not you do an air dive or not, like I do an air dive towards the tail end of it, the air dive tends to make this more consistent as you clip into the platform here. So I always do a double jump into here and the air dive, bam, gets you up there. Double jump regularly, it doesn't work all the time. Double jump, air dive is almost like 98% of the time. So now we passed that point, and usually from this point we air dive here or try to like just get rid of that guy in some way, so that now come to another section that tends to throw off new speedrunners or new casual players. You see the crack in the wall again, shoulder charge. Bust right on through and climb on up. These guys tossing the fire, to be safe if you want, just alternate between the walls. You don't even really need to fight them. If you're low on health like I am, you can. Most enemies that you take out will drop some kind of health. Even if you're lucky, maybe a full health or an extra life or invincibility. So now, with this section here, you could either continue the normal route, which is bust through this wall. Oh, I hope I can get up there. Okay, good. You can bust through that wall, or use the second technique to try to jump past these spikes. Now, these spikes aren't always cooperative. Let's see if it works for me. All right, good. So it was cooperating with me right now, but a lot of times you'll find as you do it, oh, I gotta wait for the invincibility to run out now. A lot of times you'll find as you jump up here, but you can either grab the wall and jump up there, or you can just jump straight from down here and do a double jump. That's probably the faster way to do it. I found the more consistent way, which I tend to go for, is just go for the wall and then jump up here. It just seems to work more often than not when I do that. But if this doesn't go well, you'll find Goliath just get ensnared into the spikes almost like that. Like I said, like a net. And it just becomes a super pain. If that happens, I suggest just going the normal route. And I'm gonna go up here. Oh, see, now I'm getting ensnared. Something, I don't know what triggers it, but now I can't really go. I can't take this skip now. I fought through it a few times and I've been able to get through it, but it's much more of a pain to continue with it than just to go the normal route. So now we're gonna go the normal route, which sucks, but it's okay. Normal route, take out that guy if you need to. He's not going to do anything to you. Just run by him, do a shoulder charge through here. Watch out for these enemies if you need to. Kick off the Juggernaut run, and you can just run right by them. Of course, you got this crossbow guy that wants to be a jerk. Jump up here, go through this door, and then from here, you either can go back to where we were going. You could go back to where we were, like when we were about to do that first skip past the spikes, which is through here. This is basically where we were trying to jump up to before the spikes started acting normal, we'll say. Or you can go right here, either double jump to these spikes here and get up to there, which if you go right now, that's the end of the section. Or you can grab this wall and double jump up here and then jump over to there. I would highly suggest grabbing this health as you leave the section of this level, just so that you don't have to worry about dying and losing time. Such. The normal way, again, if you don't want to do all the spike jumps or taking the shortcut, I think this shortcut should be fairly easy if you just jump up there. But you can, again, use the spikes to get up there as well. But yeah, the normal way is to go this way, jump up here, jump onto these platforms, and finish out the section. Alright, so now we find some more weights. The quicker you get onto them, the more time you can save. Climb these walls, get past the stupid crossbow guys, shoulder charge through more cracked walls, and here, just a little time save. You don't have to do it. But I start to try to incorporate the second speedrun technique whenever I can. So I just double jump off this fire and use the Juggernaut run to get by them. So now this section here is what utilizes the third technique a lot. Like I've been using it, but I haven't talked about it. So the third technique, when Goliath jumps and he lands, he has a moment where he does this little landing animation. And you can't move while he's doing that landing animation and stuff. It's very small, but it can almost be integral, like to negate this if you can, because you might find yourself like amongst a group of enemies and you want to get out of there fast. But you're jumping around and you land and then they just bombard you and kill you. But with it piggybacking off the Juggernaut run, if while you're moving, while you jump and you move, you just want to make sure that you continue to land, and I mean not continue to land, you continue to move once you land on the ground, and it allows you to quickly move about without being stopped. So now as you see, like I'm not worrying about any kind of slowdown or whatever as I land on the ground. It allows me to keep moving without planting my feet, essentially. So I'm going to use that as I climb up this wall here. You don't need to bust through any of these walls, though. I think there is an extra life. There's health. As you see, there's invincibility here. You could get that for safety. Get this invincibility and then jump your way up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that just to show what this should look like if you get it right. So we grab the invincibility and then double jump up here. I like to double jump up there, double jump up there, double jump up there, double jump up there, and double jump up there. If it's nice and smooth, it'll look something like that without the invincibility. If as you're climbing up, there is a chance you'll get shot by these crossbow guys or hit by the fire that's being dropped and such, but that's essentially the third technique. I basically was allowed to keep moving. Oops, I messed up there, up, and as you see now they're starting to take advantage. But yeah, using the third technique, I'm able to keep moving and get by like Goliath's tank controls, we'll call it. So now, this section is notorious, as I've seen a number of people just pretty much go, you know, screw this game. I'm not playing this no more and stuff, if they even remotely liked it for a second. This section can be a real doozy, and the normal way to get up it is basically you climb up and pretty much just wait for these things to shoot and jump to the opposite wall. You can go pretty far up, like just completely hold up. You don't have to worry about climbing into the spikes, but just crawl all the way up, jump across, cross. And usually, oops, okay, so that wasn't a safety spot anymore. So right there, you have to be careful. But as you see, as I'm getting hit in the sky too, I'm taking advantage of that second technique to get control, to gain control again of Goliath. And then now we're at this top part here. I could try to jump across, or Goliath can also cling onto ceilings. I'm gonna like pretty much fall from the ceiling here and grab that left wall. One other thing while I'm hanging onto the ceiling here, if you hold up, Goliath like covers himself with his wings. This will protect you from certain projectiles, but I can't guarantee that it'll protect you from everything. But that's something to keep in mind if you really need to use it. So yeah, fall down here by pressing down and jump, and then double jump to grab this wall, and then get up here. And if I go to the right, it leads to the boss. If I do a shoulder charge over this pit, you see there's a full health there. If you're worried about dying to the boss, you can go ahead and do that shoulder charge and grab that health. So now, speedrun wise though, and there's probably still ways to optimize this, but essentially with the speedrun, I only stick to one wall and I take advantage of the second technique, the double jump. So let this shoot, and then I jump off the spikes there. Jump up there, jump off the spikes, climb all the way up. Still, you got to be careful of these fire arrows. Double jump off the spikes, and you can do that. Speedrun wise, you could probably use the spikes mixed with the fire arrows, and just can probably move up seamlessly. I haven't quite got to that point yet to blend that all together. I'm satisfied with just using the one wall. But that's basically that section. We'll grab this health here, and before I go into here, this might mess up the music of the game using the save state. But now we'll go into the boss. This boss is a jerk only because as you get close to him and you try to hit him, he'll teleport away sometimes. Right now he's being good, or yeah, he'll knock you with his hammer. And his hammer can come out really quickly. And if he catches you and you're in the hit stun animation, you'll find yourself just tumbling all over the place as he's like striking you with lightning and everything like that almost. That was an example of where he just will almost chain you to death. He's very quick with the lightning strike after he hits you with the hammer. So pretty much this is the first instance, well, first boss fight, but also the first instance that I want to point out. When you come to these bosses, you want to hit them with your strongest attack first. There's something with the memory or the RAM that if you hit them with your strongest attack first and then continue to hit them with your strongest attack, it just makes their health go down way quicker and stuff. And shout outs to Kavik, who put in like the time to find this sort of stuff like this. Yeah, really quick shout out. Shout outs to Kavik for his work into put like with this, and then also to Gentle Giant, who pretty much routed this game. Such so, let's go ahead and take out this boss. I'm gonna die one more time just to show like what it looks like, what you should do. First arrive here. When I first arrive, I usually land on the platform that the boss is on right now, or you can hang out on the very top left edge of the top platform. But I'm gonna show the regular way. Just land here, wait for it, time it. As soon as he comes out, jump on him, air dive. If you jump and air dive right there, then he'll teleport away. What you can do instead then is just run off the platform, air dive. Yeah, he's being a jerk right now. Alright, yeah, jump off platform, air dive, double jump up there, air dive, fall off, air dive. That's pretty much the kill. That's like how you should kill that boss. And you can watch my run or anybody else's runs on speedrun.com as to how to properly kill that boss, to clean it up. This tutorial is,